Make sure we're good. What is up, guys? I know I'm coming at y'all pretty late, but this man works hard, and it's hard to get him on the schedule. This is Nevan. Nevan joined Resellerator. How long ago did you join? Like 20 days
Uh,
ago or something like that.
maybe 23-ish, 24-ish days ago.
23-ish. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, guys, I want to highlight some major success that Nevan is having right now, and I'm gonna let him talk a little bit. But he did $7,100 in profit from reach outs and referrals off of those reach outs alone. So no ad spend whatsoever. So this is pretty cool. And I want to like take back here for a second how aggressive you got. Like I know in the beginning, like as soon as you like 2 days after buying Resellerator or getting in Resellerator and Resell Deck, you bought a fake phone. I know you
Yeah.
were like, dude, I'm gonna quit this. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. Like, kind of had to reel you back in a little bit. And that's happened a lot before. I've seen it happen a lot to people.
Yeah.
So had to reel you back in. I know. I want to go through real quick. Like, what did that feel like? I know it's
Well, number one thing I want to thank first off Chris. He really comforted me throughout that process. I was like, man, I'm really done after that one because it hurt me a lot. Like I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this too. But I work a normal job and I'm trying to transition to that into this new business that I'm just finding out about. I've got no experience, nothing. And on your second or third deal to lose $600 like that on a fake phone, man, that's gonna like really demotivate you. And that demotivated me a lot because prior to that, I was doing my own thing, trying to run ads, trying to do all these things, and nothing was working. I was already down probably $1,000 trying to figure out the business. And then I lost another 600. It was like, man, this is really it. But Chris came in and he was like, just trust in the process, push hard. I know you got this. And I was telling him I'm not going to be able to pay. I bought the biggest plan, guys, with him. How much is it, Chris?
yeah. So Resellerator is 3,800 for the year or 397 a month.
Yep.
So he went with the 397 a month.
Yep.
Um, so um, and that's resell deck included as well. So
Yep. That's
um,
like the big everything, guys.
yeah, that's the continuation. That's 3,800 a year, and yeah, actually it's over. With the plan you're on, it's over $4,000 a year. So
Yeah.
um, so
And
yeah, I mean you bought that and literally I think it was 2 days after you bought the fake phone, and you were
yep,
like,
2 days
my
after.
yeah.
And
So
everything subconsciously was trying to make me like, cancel, this isn't even worth it, all that. But I stuck to the scripts and I really focused in and dialed in on what Chris and Aaron and the team were saying. Matt, thank you to those three specifically. They really comforted me throughout the process through and just sticking into the program and really looking at the course review and following the guidelines. It really helped me stay on track. I cannot even lie. And not too long after that, maybe 3 or 4 days after losing the $600, I didn't stop completely. I almost did, but I really went aggressive. I really went aggressive on reach outs. I was still trying to run ads a little bit, but I had no conversions on ads for some reason. And from there, I didn't have any money to go into ads. So I was like, Chris, I got to stop doing ads. This isn't doing anything for me at the moment. I know we
yeah,
can get back to it in the future, but
yeah,
once
of
I'm starting to make money.
course.
And I stuck fully to reach outs and pretty much from there started taking off drastically. And the main key points I want to go over is number one, the persistency you have to have. You got to be consistent. You got to be persistent. Got to be like a robot. Literally, I see myself as Chat GPT in the marketplace. That's literally how I see myself.
Love it.
And you got to imagine it like you have edge, houses in your edge, like you own a casino with the market in Facebook and OfferUp. That's how I saw it. And they have something specifically in the course where it talks about how every single time you send out a reach out message, that's $2 in your pocket.
Yeah,
And that's how I thought about it. I'm gonna send out 50 to 70 offers on different electronics, different devices, not just phones. Diversification is key. And that enabled me literally numbers wise to make $2 to $3 per message I was sending out. And I was consistent. I wasn't doing, like 20 reach outs a day will do you pretty fine, but I
yeah,
was going 3 to 4 times that amount. I was
perfect.
60 to 80, and it kept growing, kept growing. And I saw consistency. My average was around 170-ish in profit I was making a day after cost, fees, shipping expenses, all that. And it was going well. And then yeah, that's pretty much the start of it all. I don't know if Chris can
No,
weigh
that's great, dude. What I really like there is I remember also whenever you started doing the reach outs, you reached back out to me and like, Chris, they stopped me at like 25. I'm like, I know that's gonna happen. You went over the limit, right?
Yeah,
But they increase that limit as you like do more reach
they do.
outs. So and you probably figured that out.
Yeah, I
Like
kind of
24
mastered
hour
that.
ban was over, and then you just
Yeah.
were able to keep on going, right?
Yeah. So that's one thing you got to watch out to for. You got to watch out for as well. On OfferUp, they don't have a limit. You can
Oh, cool.
spend as much as you want on OfferUp. At least in my experience so far. But with Marketplace, got to be a little bit careful. Time out your messages. Don't
Yeah.
spam all at once, and all your layouts got to be a little bit different with how you're going on the conversation. Otherwise, the system will flag you, and it's a bummer to get banned for like 24 hours. They won't permanently ban you, but they will time you out.
Yep.
So the best way you can go about that is by you can use friends accounts, you can use other things like that. You can
Yeah, there you go,
utilize,
dude. Look at you figuring out all the
yeah,
ways around
yeah,
it.
you can utilize all those different things, and it'll do you just fine.
I love
As long
that.
as you're not impersonating as other people,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be fine. You'll be able to get those 40 to 60 messages out per day.
So I want to highlight that you did, 4 to 5x the like minimum, right?
Yeah.
4 to 5x the minimum that was required, inside of Resellerator.
Mhm.
And that I want to point out, like, that's what happens when that happens, right? Like, if you go over and beyond, like, we have to have a minimum, right? Like, some
Yeah.
people can't even fathom sending 50 messages a day,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Like,
repetitive.
but you can fathom 20, right? But if you can do more, obviously the inputs equal the outputs,
Oh yeah.
right? The more input you put in, the more output you get, right? So that's really what it comes down to. And you decided to just throw a whole bunch of inputs in. And, how many reach outs have you done in total?
In total, I mean,
Do you have is your
I can do a
spreadsheet
rough
filled out?
estimate. Yeah, I can do a rough estimate.
Oh, I got, rough estimate. Okay.
Where's my phone? Okay, I can just use this one. So, because I'm gonna explain the sheet situation too after this. It's a little bit funny. I wouldn't recommend what I did, but
It's all good. Everybody does
I'll
different
go
things
off of
at the
this
beginning.
month so far. So let's say 19 days. So around 2,128 messages, somewhere maybe between 2K to 2.3K messages within that.
Wow. So almost 100 messages a day,
Yep.
over 100 messages a day.
Yeah, I was doing about 110, 120 messages per day.
Yeah,
And
see, when
the
you're putting
thing
in that type of volume, it's hard to lose.
it is. And the thing is, I wasn't shy with my radius. So my radius was not 15, 20 miles. I was not shy. If I'm looking at 40 miles, I will drive to people. I did not mind.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to ads, that's when I plan to stay in my place. But
Yeah.
for reach outs, you notice people don't like to go anywhere. And I didn't mind going to people.
Gotta do what you gotta
I
do.
really,
Yeah.
yeah. And definitely one thing in the beginning of the program, I was thinking only iPhones, probably most of what everyone else thinks. I
Yeah.
only want to flip iPhones, but that's not where the money's made.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. What'd you diversify into?
Actually let me bring something right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Bring some stuff in, dude.
Hold up.
Love it. Look at pajamas. The man's working, boys. Guy's doing it. There's something to learn here, for all of you guys watching. Whenever you put in more inputs, you get more outputs, and those outputs usually mean money. So look at that.
All right.
What's he
So
got here?
this bad boy right here is an 8K 3D projector.
Nice.
The MSRP on this is $12,000. Bought it for 1,000, and I have a seller right now who wants to pick it up for 4.8.
There you go. That's gonna be a
That's just
solid.
an example.
I love those types of deals, dude.
Yeah.
Like, those are the oddball deals that, like, they put phones to shame, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
things like the Valve
ridiculous.
Index, and I once bought a fish finder that was worth a ridiculous amount of money.
Fish
Um,
fun.
For real, yeah, like those things are worth some mega money, man.
Mm,
So add that onto your reach out list, just take it to a West Marine and plug it in.
okay, I will. Yeah, that's awesome.
There's a lot of things out there that people you know don't even know about. So you diversified outside of iPhones into that thing. What else
Yeah,
do you?
outside. That's what exploded my profits. Still, most of my stuff is iPhones. Probably about 70% of my stuff is iPhones, but 30% of it can be drills, really anything. I've been buying some
Wow,
drills
you
too.
went crazy with
Yeah,
that.
I've been doing some going to some yard sales, picking up some stuff. I go on eBay, sold listings, and I look at them and it's like, oh, this is selling for 50. I'm gonna offer him $2 for it. You don't want
Man,
it
you go
anyway.
wild with this thing. I love it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man.
So let's talk about the script a
Crazy.
little bit. You're
Yep,
you're using a little bit of a mix of the scripts, which is
yep,
cool. You said you're using it sounds like Matt three ping method,
yep.
where it pings their phone.
Always.
Love
I'm
that.
always pinging.
And then a mix of Aaron's script as well,
Yep.
on the reach out, which is right now mostly used for ads. I think he has a reach out section in the script at this point. I don't have a reach out.
I can explain the parts I'll
Yeah,
use for
go
errands
for
and
it. Yeah,
ads. So with Matt, the three ping method I think is very essential for reach outs. You grab the person's attention and you show them interest and you help them with a pain point, which is kind of like, oh, this guy's very serious. So it kind of enters three pain points and it really makes the person like, oh, you serious compared to everyone else just saying, is this available? You get the notification, everything is perfect. And it's simply like this. Like, for example, the guy's username is James. Hey, good morning, James. Enter. Next line. I just saw your post and I love to buy it. Enter. Third message, for example, would be, I'm assuming this is still up for sale? Question
yeah,
mark. It's like that. And you can change it around. I change it around every message on Facebook so I don't get reported as spam.
yeah, yeah.
But that for me has been very key. I kind of tested it between 2 different days.
Sure. Yeah,
Data is very important. Chris mentions this a lot in his program.
I
Data
do.
is
Yeah,
important. You got to look at data. And that's what I did. I looked at one day versus the other of me doing just normal messages, saying the whole thing in one versus the other. And the other did better. It could have been that it maybe was ran like a better day, but I
yeah,
definitely, over time, I've definitely noticed a lot more people see it, they like it, and they're more likely to engage in a conversation with you. And
yeah.
that's what you want. And then with that's Matt's portion of what I do always for the intro message. And then I'll utilize Aaron's teaching. They have a 3 hour negotiation masterclass. I watched the whole thing in detail. I studied it. I took notes.
Love
Um,
that.
and after that, I didn't necessarily look back at it while I was going to these conversations. Maybe some people can agree with me, disagree with me on this. I know some like to stay specifically word by word on the script, but I do think it's important for each
Yeah,
individual person to adapt to a script and make it kind of their own and their
yeah,
own personality, because that's going to help you in the real world when you got to talk to people on the phone. You're not going to be able to look at a script.
yeah,
I think it's very important to do that, build off of a script, and that's what I did. And I utilized, especially the part when it's like, I'd love to buy your phone. It's just,
yeah,
and then giving them a bonus. I'll come to you with cash now. If you guys get in Chris's program, if you are in Chris's program, you know what I'm talking about with Aaron's script. That right there, if you do it right, it comforts the person and at the same time gives them a psychological reasoning to not, pursue to try to like be negotiating. It's like, oh, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, but at the same time, not being too pushy. That's what it gives
hmm
off to them, and it's really good for the conversation. So I utilize those two, and then I use also from Chris's bullet negotiation the outro. I do use it. I use his
Oh,
outro, the
the
second
the
close.
which part is that the upsell?
Yeah, the upsell. So
Yeah,
the second close with meeting them and then following up by the upsell. Do you have any other devices? I utilize that every single time whenever I close with someone on the message box.
perfect.
And
Yeah,
around
yeah. As soon
15
as
to
you close
20%.
upsell.
Yep. 15% of the time, people will actually end up having other electronics with them. And
Yeah, absolutely.
it it's just bonus
Dude,
money.
that is the easiest way to double or triple your profits
Oh
by
yeah.
far. All you gotta do
Yeah.
is ask, hey, you got
Oh,
anything else? I buy blah 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 blah, right? you'd be surprised what else people have. It's insane.
Yeah.
So dude, that's awesome. I love how you're combining the scripts together because that's actually exactly what we want, right? We want you guys to study because Aaron made his script out of 40,000 conversations, right? I made my script from thousands of conversations in ads, right? And Matt, same way, thousands of conversations. So combined, we probably have, I don't know, probably 100,000 messages in between
Yeah.
the three of us. So
Can't
like the
beat that.
and Matt's script isn't even too complex, and my outreach, I mean, my outreach is a little different. Everybody has their own thing, right? And I think it has to go with your personality a little bit too. Like for me, I'm pretty direct with people. Like my reach out script is, hey, I run a company that buys, all these things. If you could, if I could buy it today, would you meet, for cash today? And they drive to me, even on the like reach outs. Like that's
That's
just
goals
how I
right
work.
there. That's goals.
That's just how I work, right?
Yeah.
And that's just how I've always done it because I've mastered the negotiation of getting people to come to me. And if I have to, I'll get them on the phone too. Like you're like,
Mm.
hey, you know what I use? My biggest excuse to get that to work.
Let's hear it.
One, hey, I'm meeting 3 other people here. Can you come here and meet me too?
Mm.
It works really well. Also, buying them a gallon of gas works too. $3. So,
And the drink. Don't
also,
forget the drink at Starbucks. You want a
yes,
drink?
I was about to mention that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if it's a really good profit, hey, what kind of drink do you like from
Yeah. And
Starbucks?
most of the time they say no anyway. I've been doing that every time too. At
Really?
least,
Even,
yeah, most of them tell me like, no, I'm good. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not doing it as
not in
good as
my area. They're
okay.
like, oh yeah, it's my caramel frap, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Man.
all right. And then what I'll do, like this is actually a new ninja move. I'll send them a photo of their drink. Like, hey, it's sitting here. It's right in front of me whenever you walk in. Works wonders,
Oh,
dude.
you send it before the
I
message.
send it before they even get there
Oh, okay. That's probably why.
because at that point, are they not going to come? Like, they're getting a free drink, they're getting cash. Like, that's a
Yeah,
big win.
they're like in a resort.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
really good customer service, right? And it works really well on reach outs, on ads, whatever. So I was doing it for every customer in the beginning. I stopped doing it because it started getting a little expensive because Starbucks drinks are kind of expensive now.
Yeah.
And some of these drinks that people wanted were almost like $8, $9. And I was like, oh,
Scam bucks.
yeah. I was like, okay. Well, now it's over like $100 profit. Like if it's
Mm.
$100 profit, I'll do it. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay putting that into the customer for the future. And then what I'll do as well is like once I put their information into the bill of sale and everything, I'll put in the notes of Resell Deck on their customer profile what drink they got.
Mm.
You know why I do that? Because next time when they sell me something, hey, do you want another drink? Boom. Instant customer forever. Works super well.
Amazing. Amazing. Very inspiring on that. Uh,
So $7,100 in profit on reach outs and referrals, dude. Let's talk a little bit about the referrals. I don't want you to give away the full sauce since that's
yeah,
basically
yeah,
something
of
cracked.
course.
But let's go over the gist of it, like what you do.
Okay. So referrals, guys, referrals. This is something for me that escalated. When I was saying I was doing 170, 180 in profit, that was for around a week and a half. And I did something, I took a step because I wasn't that 170 a day wasn't cutting it for me personally. For the house, for the home, for the family. It wasn't, it's good money, but it wasn't cutting it for me. And I was a little bit desperate. I was trying to figure out ways on how I could scale really fast. And I thought about something very interesting, and it was a referral program. Um, I had a little bit of a background within digital marketing and referrals. I have a pretty good sense of how referral programs work. So I was like, this might do well within this business because everyone has a phone and everyone's always looking to get cash. So I think it was about a week and a half ago, right, Chris, around that when I sent you the message.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And I discovered, I was like, I'm gonna implement this into my business. Every time I would meet people at, usually most of the time it was Starbucks, I would tell them, Hey, after I closed the deal and gave them the cash, I'll tell them, hey, listen, I have a referral program. And pretty much how I would explain it to them was, I will give you so and so amount, to bring family and friends to give their phones to me. I will compensate you for it. And a lot of people like referrals, but they don't think about the other person's side of it, like their mind. Like, why would I refer you to my
Yeah.
friends and family? Like, that's personal. Like, why would I do that if I'm not getting an incentive? They want an incentive. And I knew that. All these people are looking to sell their phone for cash, so they're obviously going to look for a way to make cash. So I implemented it as a almost like a little side hustle job. Like that's how I would describe it to them. I have a little side hustle like bonus as well for you guys if you're looking to make a little extra money. That's how I would hint it.
Oh, I have an opportunity for you.
Exactly.
Oh,
I have an
smart, dude.
opportunity for you. I didn't treat it really as a referral program because no one likes
Yeah.
those words, referral.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
It's
that's why it
boring.
never worked for me.
Yeah. So I
Like,
have a little side hustle for you to make money. And I'm not
mm,
even kidding. What I would do there is say, hey, I'll actually even add $5 to you to the cut right now if you send a message in your family group chat about my company and what I do. And I would do it.
that was solid. That's solid,
Yep.
dude.
And
The
that's just a
way
little
you
example.
phrase that, hey, I have a little side hustle for you if you want to
Yeah.
make a little bit extra money. That's
Yep. And
genius.
it worked just about so far. I think the numbers are 30-40% of my customers. By the way, guys, I'm picking up, right now 6 to 7 devices a day.
That's insane. Like
So
that.
my numbers in terms of statistics are, I would say, pretty accurate. Around 30 to 40% of people, right so far, it might slow down. I think it might
Yeah.
slow down. Have been referring people because it's an incentive. And you determine based off of your minimum profit. My minimum profit, I'll give you guys, for example, is like, let's just give you a rough estimate, $60 I'll take on a device. I have to make $60 per device. I would, my referral would be like 10% of that, how much profit I'm making. Just as an example of what I'm giving as an incentive to the customer, I like to describe it to them. Hey, if you can bring me 10 phones, I'll give you $100
Heck
like
yeah,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
So now I see why it's working so well because
Yeah.
when you were explaining it as a referral program. And
Hmm.
I've, man, for years actually at this point tried to get a referral program off the ground, but I would always call it a referral program.
Yeah.
And everybody always feels like the need to not do the referral whenever you say that for some reason. Really weird, actually.
Yeah. And I'm
Um,
not making this up either. If I can screen share, I can show a message box literally today. Look,
yeah,
these three phones, look, this is a 14 Pro Max, guys. This is a 13 Pro Max, 1 TB, another 13 Pro Max terabyte. I picked all three of these up today.
let's freaking
And
go, man. I love it. Yeah,
yeah,
share your screen, dude. I
yep, I'll
enabled
share
it
my
for you.
screen. And for those three phones, pretty much here, let me try to get this up for you guys. I'm gonna show you just a quick example. I'm not gonna give away too much, but
Why I love
I'll give
when
one
students
good
win
example.
like this is because I learn stuff too. And this might be something we actually introduce inside of Resell Deck where it's an automation.
Yep.
Are you asking them in person for the referrals? I'm assuming you are.
Yeah, in person on text. This one was text.
Okay, cool.
But this guy, he was amazing. Okay. Uh,
I'm gonna name it in Resell Deck. Nevan's referral program script.
yeah, I love that. Here. So yeah, no, this guy was in person, I told him, but I'm gonna just show you guys the
Sure.
power
Yeah.
of what this can do. Let me one moment, Chris. Let me get my phone as well, my personal.
Yeah. Yeah. All good. Wait on him to come back. Let me know in the chat if you guys are enjoying this. Um, this is this type of stuff we love to see when students crush it, that quickly. Go ahead and
Okay.
fast forward
So
it.
right now, I don't know where my phone is, but I have my laptop and it has my messages in the iMessage box. So Just so
All
you
right,
know.
no problem.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna share my screen. So I'm gonna give a backstory real quick first,
Yeah.
so and everyone can understand. So this guy sold me an 11 Pro Max 3 days ago. His name's Leo. He's a chill dude. Sold me the Pro Max. Everything went fine in person. I was like, hey, very important thing, keep a flowing conversation while you're inspecting the device and makes them feel comfortable so it's not awkward. Just and advice in my opinion. But yeah, this guy, I was inspecting his phones, talking to him. I was like, oh, you're from Louisiana. That's what's up, my man. And then he was talking about my business, and I was like, yeah, I've been running this for a little bit of time now. And I was explaining to him, you know, just for you, I have a referral program. I explained it to him in this way because he was a little bit
Yeah.
smarter, so he would know what that means. I was like, I have a little referral program as well. It's a good way to have a quick cash incentive if you'd like. I can explain it to you. And he was like, yeah, I'm very interested. And I was telling him, I actually, if you can bring me 10 phones, I will give you $100 for that. He was
Hmm.
like, oh, so like $10 per phone? I was like, yeah, right now I'm running a quick promotion with my company, and you're more than welcome to become a part of it. And I can even increase those rates the more phones you can bring to me. That was very
Nice.
appealing. Yeah, it was very appealing to him. And he was like, wow, sounds good, man. Shook my hand. I was like, awesome. So 2 days later, this is yesterday. Let me show you. Okay. I'm gonna go on the screen share. Share screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So here he is. And here it was. Okay. So yes, this is his conversation. Unless you want to pay me an extra 20, haha. Hey, technically, this was something else, but it starts here, yeah. Hey,
I could
technically,
use that for Uber.
I referred 3 to 5 phones. I could use that for Uber. Yeah, if those transactions go through, I got you. So this is after he already sent me the guy's contact information, which if you go up,
Nice.
he gave me the guy's contact right here.
Nice.
So let's
Oh
go.
yeah, he has to do nothing. All he has to do is get the number and
Yep.
awesome.
So yeah. So technically I referred 3 to 5 phones. The transaction didn't go through yet. So I was trying to kind of explain to him, yeah, I'll pay you after the phone sales go through. And then I was like, yeah, if those transactions go through, I got you. And he was like, wow, you are my guy for sure. So he was like, this is cool. And he was like, how did everything go? He hasn't responded back. And then, thank you, brother. I look forward to continuing business with you. Each phone that's yours, I can give you better pricing. And for others, like I said, 100%, I'll give you $10 every time the phone sells to me from a friend or anyone. And this was during the transaction with his referral he gave me. Then how did the meeting go? We are at meeting now. And then yeah, he told me. And then he was like, this, yeah, you guys can read it. Told you everything was safe. How did it go? And then he said, yeah, I work with a couple different locations. I've known that guy for a while though. And then he was like, and for others, like I
He
said,
ended up selling
100%,
me 3 phones.
yeah, so give you 100, I'll give you $10 every time the phone sells to you. And then I said, hey bro, you are awesome. What's your cash app? He ended up selling me 3 phones. And then I can send you 30, send him a picture. And then I told this guy because I knew at
Yeah.
this point he had a lot of connections. Sorry, I got an alert. He had a lot of connections. He told me he's in different locations. I'm like, I'm more than happy. If my minimum profit is $50 per phone that I'm taking, I'm more than happy to pay $15 per phone for him to
Yeah.
expand my
Free money.
business. No problem with that. I don't mind. And I sent him the $30. Transaction went through. Got you, man, my man. And then of course, love to work with you. And then here
That's
is
great, dude.
the guy, just the message box. We confirmed everything. Everything went through. You guys probably can't really see it well, but this is just confirming it from the Chipotle we met at actually.
Nice.
And
I love
off
that,
those
dude.
3 phones alone, off one person doing something very fast, took 5 minutes out of my time. This phone made me $250 profit, just one phone. This phone made me 160. This one made me 250.
Awesome, dude.
So yeah, and that's the cool thing. When you get referrals, those people are direct.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different than any other type of lead. And what I mean by this is this. When you have someone refer someone, let's say I say to you, bro, there's this guy, he's awesome. He's giving cash right now and he can help me as well. Like, can you sell your phone to him? I know you've been wanting to sell your phone. That's a very motivated seller who's coming to me, and then you don't even have to negotiate with a lot of these
Yeah.
people. They are
That's, I was going to
so
ask about
easy.
that.
Like, are you kidding me? This phone, I usually would price this at like $50, $70, like behind a private buyer or something. I was able to just throw him out an offer at the Chipotle table, 250 less than what the private buyer was paying. And he was like, "Yeah, bro, take it." And that guy, you're not gonna believe this guy. This is what I'm saying. It's the power of referrals doing it
Yeah.
this way is crazy.
Getting a
He had
referral
his
after
two
referral.
friends with him. He had his two friends with him there. This young teen, he was selling his three phones to me. And then his two friends were all talking to me like, bro, this is awesome. And they're like, can we have your number too? I was like, yeah, take my number if you guys want to be a part of this referral program. So it's like a tree branch. This
Yeah,
one guy you saw on Facebook Marketplace made a referral. Now I spread the referrals to these three people, and they're branching out now, telling other people. And who knows, I might get leads tomorrow from that as well. But
that.
yeah, and I'm helping them. They're helping me. It's a win-win situation. You're not just blankly telling people to go spread it out to friends and family. And yeah,
Fantastic, dude. I love it. I love how like, the stuff like that comes out when like your back is against the wall. And all innovation is that's where it comes from, which is a beautiful thing. I
absolutely.
love how you tell them it's like a side business. That is genius. Like
Yeah,
basically just like a miniature reseller of us. Um,
exactly.
and to them, it's good money because they're not doing anything. Like all they have to do is tell a friend.
Hmm.
That's it. So I love that. Good
And
stuff.
think about it. If you have these people who are bringing you, let's say they're bringing you like crazy, like 1 to 2 phones per day. Like, let's say one person's doing that. It's totally possible. Like,
Yeah.
let's say they're like, man, I want to make extra like 20, $30 a day. That's like what, 600 at the end of the month?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
600, 900 in the month. They're like, yeah, I can do this
Well,
after
the thing is, like it branches, right?
the
Like,
branches.
and like you can, and that's probably an easier way to get like repeat customers too.
Hmm.
I always talk about repeats. Like you
Repeats are
want
very
repeats,
important.
you want that monthly because after a while it almost becomes passive because you're the go-to guy for them to sell their phone to, right? Or their whatever to. And at that point, it's just free money over and over again.
Absolutely.
And, at this rate, you may not even have to start ads because your referral network will be so big
I
that
still want to though.
I know you do, but like you'll be able to apply the same stuff too. Because the thing
Yeah.
is, like, let's say, once your Google ads start hitting, Google leads are a different breed. Like they're looking
Yeah.
for you, right? So chances are their friends are looking for you. This is one thing we learned whenever I was selling vacuum cleaners is the five friends thing. Like the five
Yeah.
friends people have around them are just like them, right? So, and that whole business was pretty much based off of referrals alone,
Hmm.
and um, and they were hard to get too. Like, but once you got them, like the
Strong.
referrals were key, man. Then you
Yeah.
stayed in that little
Strong chain.
circle of five people, and you just sold vacuum cleaners all five of them because their friends got them now, like
Yeah.
so very similar. I
And
love that.
and one thing I'd like to share too about referrals, branching off what you said, you guys got to think about it like this. In any business model possible, how do you think these companies start out? Like Target, Walmart, all these places, Best Buy, okay? They're reselling companies. They're large reselling companies. They get their products from China, they resell them locally, okay? And they are willing to sacrifice profit per unit in order to expand their net worth of the company.
Yep.
That's what you're doing when you're running ads. That's what you're doing when you're spending money on equipment for your company, anything. That's the same thing referrals kind of work like in the way I'm doing it. I'm paying for my referrals. And it's that simple. I'm willing
Yeah.
to sacrifice profit per unit, 10 to 15%, in order to grow a customer base. And
Well,
I'm
so
willing to do the
it's
same thing with
interesting.
ads.
It's
Yep.
interesting, right? Because the average meetup cost for an ad is $20 to $25, and that's considered good, right? What you're doing here with the referrals is you're basically paying $10 per lead. That's a solid lead. like almost
Yeah,
a guaranteed sale,
almost
right?
guaranteed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like that is really solid. Um, and I really like that
And
approach.
one thing that's crazy too to branch off, it's not that it's almost there. I make this known as well to my people. If the phone sale doesn't go through, I can't pay for the lead.
Yeah, of course. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like
That's
that.
awesome. Nice.
It's
Yeah.
like
So
that.
they're really pushing their friend to sell then because they want their money.
Exactly. So this guy, I can guarantee, was pushing at his friend, bro, sell your phones to him. Sell your phones to
Yeah.
him. Don't fake because he knows that I can't pay him the $10 if those phone sales don't go through.
Yeah.
So it's not only motivated sellers, but I'm almost guaranteed it's going to go through. Otherwise, I cannot pay him. But I make
Yeah.
that known. You got to make something like that known. But in
Yeah, for
Chris's
sure.
course, we'll see what we set up. I'll have a lot more intel diving into how I actually like do it in terms of script
Yeah, we
and
might
all.
even have you teach a class on it, dude. I
Yeah,
think that'd be great.
absolutely.
Because that's what we do, right? Inside of Resellerator, like whenever you guys find something like this, like obviously we're not going to teach it in the free group because it's something you learned and it's basically your information, right? So like it's something I would want you to teach because this is your month one, right? So
Month one.
I can only imagine what this is going to look like, 3, 4, 5 months from now, and what your network is going to look like. I mean, you could scale faster than everybody just off of referrals alone because like dude, referrals are like wildfire. Like once they're going, they go like crazy. Um, and I've realized that in my own life because I've had a couple of things happen like that where it's like I'm gonna refer you to everybody, and they do. Like,
Yeah.
and then I got 6 or 7 messages coming in from their friends, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? But that's only happened like few and far in between. But you basically now have a system, which is really cool.
Yep.
Um, and I love how you frame it as like a side business. That's freaking genius. Like
Yeah.
where they can just make free money,
I
just
stray away from the hard term of referral. I like
yeah,
to label it as
smart.
like a side hustle for my customers.
I love that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And one thing too I want to mention, in relations to tracking, like the numbers and the statistics, it actually came to the point 7 days ago where I couldn't track anymore because I was so busy. Like
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
thinking about outsourcing, or maybe
good.
hiring my wife to do the numbers for me. I
That's what I
can't
do.
even like I get home, like I'm out picking up phones like 8 hours,
Yeah.
9 hours. I'm
Yeah.
out shipping phones, doing all these things to my private buyers. Like I don't have personal time right now to, Chris sees it. I have it's
Yeah,
been
this
hard
dude never
service.
stops like right now. Well, you're trying to replace your job, right? Like
Yep,
so you're
exactly.
working it.
Yeah, I'm working it. So it's to the point now where I have to outsource people probably to run the numbers for me. And that's what I'm saying. Resell deck. Hopefully we can get an integration where I can have it automated. That would be sick. That would be
For the
crazy.
tracking.
Not for the tracking,
Oh,
for
okay.
referrals, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll work on that.
That would be
Trust me,
sick.
we'll work
And
on
then
that.
yeah, I definitely want to have like a software as well, probably a better software for tracking. That would be pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, we're working on that. I think you have the old spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to give you the new one that way because it's a lot better.
Okay.
I thought I gave it to you. Maybe Nina didn't. I don't know. I'll have to ask my PA. But yeah, dude, we will definitely be setting up an automation that basically verbatim on what you use. That way, I'll obviously have you do it first, test it out, see how it works, stuff
Okay.
like that. One thing you want to do is you want to get them into the Resell Deck system so that number one, you can follow up with them every single month. Like that, I've noticed over time is key. Hitting every 30 days, just reminding them that you're there, reminding like the birthday messages that Resell Deck sends. Those are super important to keeping the
Mm.
customers for longevity. A lot of people don't realize that, but most customers sell to you every 3 to 6 months. That's like a recurring thing, right? And once you build that up over time, it's huge, right? Now, with what you're saying, those same customers can be referring us business and earning money at the same time, right?
Win.
So definitely want to build the referral into the follow-up sequence we already have in Resell Deck. And I've been trying to think about how I can do that for a while. I've tried forms, I've tried like little miniature websites for referrals that we could text to them. Like I've tried a lot of things, but I've never framed it as a side hustle. So now that
I'm very confident that if you have an automation plus a valid like teaching within
yeah,
Reset Tech, it can definitely help a lot of people scale their business fast. I
I
mean,
agree. So we're gonna work on that. I'll have you test it out first, and then we'll that way once you got their phone number and their email and stuff, you can just send it after you tell them in person. Obviously, like
absolutely.
I want to point that out as well. Like you have to tell them this stuff in person. You have to get the photo with the customer. You have to get their Google review. You have to do these things too that make life a lot easier. You can pay $5 extra to get that Google review from a customer. Getting the photo from the customer, massively important, right? So
Get
you
those
know what
photos.
you could do is you could, whenever you get a photo with a customer, you can send that photo to their friend. Be like, hey, your friend told
Oh,
me
that's a
that,
good one.
that have the photo of you with the customer with the cash. Send it to him. Hey, your friend told me that you have some phones laying around. I just bought his phones. Here's the photo. Do you got any phones?
That's
You know,
really good too.
see, like that's social proof, massive social proof. And that
Absolutely.
one thing can lead to another, and that's just kind of how it works, right? So
And it is crazy. I had a lot of doubts. This is just directed more to you, Chris. Like I had a lot of doubts with the whole like industry and business of buying and reselling electronics because it's like, wouldn't you think this is saturated? Because I hear a
I
lot of people, like you see all these YouTube videos and all this new TikTok stuff, and I'm telling you guys as testimony right now, it works, and I cannot thank Chris enough for the beautiful Resellerator program. This is genuinely, like for me, this is not Chris telling me to say this nothing. I actually genuinely appreciate it. It has helped me a lot. And I might actually now, like starting next month, I might be able to quit my job and fully
that's
focus on my
amazing in
business
1 month.
within 1 month. And it's like I'm very grateful for this, bro. And Resellerator guys, I'm not kidding. Join in if you don't have enough money for the $400 one, like I did, even the smaller program, it works. The foundation works. The site works. The mentorship works. Everyone responds in the group chats on Slack. Like everyone's there helping each other as a community. No one's losing. There's no oversaturation. It's a very beautiful community. It's strong, and I really recommend you guys to join it. And you all will see me posting on social media. Hopefully I
Yeah,
can do some affiliation with,
yeah, he's going to be affiliated with Resell
bring more
Deck.
people in
Yeah,
here. But it's been awesome.
I love it. Appreciate you coming on, man. Love you sharing this really good content. And we're gonna bring you on again. Next time when you're doing 20K a month. So that's I'm gonna make that your goal. For the next interview. And
Yeah,
one thing I love to do is to interview people after the original interview. It's a game changer. I did that with Jared way back, and touched such a game changer, man. To see the confidence in the face, the job that's quit, like it's different and it's cool.
I'm
Um,
excited for that to happen.
yeah. See you around 20K, my man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
All
right.
right.
See you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy this, and see you guys soon.